all allies agree that Russia is in violation, is in material breach of the INF Treaty.
Today, President Putin says that if the U.S. does pull out, as threatened, that he will now start building an intermediate-range nuclear weapon. Obviously, NATO believes that that's already happened years ago, but nonetheless, this obviously ratchets up the tension, just as people were worried about. And I'm interested in, over this next 60-day period, what do you see as NATO's role in possibly reaching out, talking to the Russians, trying to get more feedback? Do you think that this is a place for NATO or for allied governments themselves? Thanks.
Russia has denied for years that they are violating the INF Treaty. But we have confronted them again and again with facts, with information, with our assessments, and they have continued to deny. They have denied the existence of the new missile system. But at the end, they were actually forced to, or they had to admit that there is a new missile system. And now they're trying to tell the world that this new missile system is not violating the treaty. Then it is a bit strange that for years they actually denied the existence of a system if it has been in compliance with the treaty all the way. Second, all allies agree that Russia is in violation, is in material breach of the INF Treaty. All allies also, of course, agree that US is in full compliance with the treaty. There are no new US missiles in Europe, but there are new Russian missiles, SSC-8. They are mobile, they are hard to detect, they are nuclear capable, they can reach European cities, and they reduce the warning time. And all missiles are dangerous, but of course missiles which are hard to detect, nuclear capable, and reduces the warning time, they are, if possible, even more dangerous than other missiles because they increase the likelihood of any use of nuclear weapons in a conflict. That's the reason why we have been so concerned about this for years. That's the reason why US and other allies and NATO have raised this issue with Russia for years. We raised it in the NATO-Russia Council just a few weeks ago. Several allies announced in a meeting yesterday that they will raise this issue, the INF issue, with Russia bilaterally. We are ready to raise it in the NATO-Russia Council again, as we have done for years, all allies. Russia has a last chance to come into compliance with the INF Treaty, but at the same time we have to prepare for a world without the treaty. And that's exactly what we do when we now give Russia this last chance, but at the same time start to look into the consequences for NATO of a breakdown of the Russia must take immediate steps to ensure full compliance with the INF Treaty in a transparent and verifiable way. NATO is a strong advocate for arms control to make us all safer. We seek dialogue with Russia and we aspire to improved relations. But to make this possible, Russia must fully comply with its international commitments. We are strong supporters of arms control, but only if it is balanced, verifiable and respected. And all allies are concerned about Russia compliance with the INF Treaty. We call on Russia to comply with the treaty in a verifiable and transparent way. And we, of course, need to make sure that we are able to continue to keep all allies safe and secure. We will assess closely we are closely monitoring and assessing Russia's military posture. And that's the reason why we have implemented the biggest adaptation, the biggest reinforcement of our collective defense since the end of the Cold War, with battle groups in the eastern part of the alliance, with high readiness of our forces, and for the first time in many years, we also see that European allies and Canada are investing more in defense. We will also, of course, assess closely Russia when it comes to intermediate range forces, and we will make the necessary decisions to make sure that we provide credible deterrence, credible defense, and that we keep all allies safe and secure.
Командиру боевой части 3. Стрельба по торпеде, зал по готовности. Торпеды пошли. Пошла первая. Пошла вторая.
Яркостная отметка 2 балла.
NATO is a strong advocate for arms control to make us all safer. We seek dialogue with Russia and we aspire to improved relations. But to make this possible, Russia must fully comply with its international commitments. Russia recently seized Ukrainian ships and sailors near the Kerch Strait. There is no justification for this use of force. We call for calm and restraint. Russia must release the Ukrainian sailors and ships. It must also allow freedom of navigation and unhindered access to Ukrainian ports in the Sea of Azov. Ukrainian vessels, military as well as civilian, have the right to navigate through the Kerch Strait and the Sea of Azov.